Hello there. Today we are going to do a little bit of strengthening our torso, our back, our core, so we can sit effectively. We spend a lot of time sitting, so we're going to kind of strengthen ourselves for that and maybe get into undoing some bad habits that can lead to issues. So first thing we are going to do is you can start cross-legged if that feels good to you. If not, fold up a blanket and sit on a blanket. Just helps prop you up a little bit, feel better. Bring shoulders down away from ears. Inhale here, fill belly with air. On your exhale, start to fold forward. Maybe walk fingers out in front of you. Fold forward here, tuck chin a little. So you're lengthening back of the neck. Maybe on your inhales, you come out of it a little bit. Exhales, you go back into it. And maybe if you want to wiggle a little bit, feel free. We're just stretching the back body here. So feel as if your tailbone is still gently pulling down toward the ground, but your back is stretching as you stretch forward. Tuck chin. Maybe even shake head, no, release pressure there. And yeah, if it feels okay, move side to side a little bit here. Awesome. And then go ahead, look up, walk fingers back, hands on your knees, and we'll move into some torso circles here. Feel like you're drawing a circle, belly button, chest, just whatever feels good. We're just moving the spine in different directions. When we lubricate the spine, it can move a little easier and help us not get so stuck, so stiff feeling. When it feels right, reverse directions here. Awesome. Come back to center. Let shoulders melt down away from ears. Sit nice and tall. Tiny whisper, bringing that belly button in toward your spine just a little bit. And then see, where are you holding tension? Mine is always in my jaw, neck, throat. So I just kind of shake my head no a little bit. Let my shoulders shake a little and then drop. And then feel like I'm lengthening through the spine. Crown of my head is reaching toward the ceiling. A little whisper of activation of my core. And then go ahead, inhale, release all of that. And exhale. And then from here, you can come to standing. So you'll come to standing here. Keep left shoulder down. Inhale, bring right arm up. Exhale, sweep it down. Check in with feet. Make sure they're hip distance. And if you're like me, hip distance is wider than my brain tells me it wants to be. So give your hips some space. Maybe even rock back and forth on your feet a little bit. And then find some stillness. All right, ready? Inhale, reach right arm up. And then exhale, you're going to start to bend at the knees a little bit. Fold forward like you're hinging from your waist. And let the head go, let everything go, shake head no. Inhale, get nice and strong, bring that core in again, and start to slowly rise up with a straight spine again. So we're just hinging at the waist. Yeah, it's kind of different. Come up to standing, knees are straight now. And then exhale, go back into it again. Knees start to bend, folding forward, lengthening out in front of you, tuck chin. Tailbone pulls back just down a little bit and fold forward. Let the head go. Engage that core again. Inhale, start to rise up nice and strong in the back. Continue playing around with this. If the back hurts, adjust so it doesn't, or bend knees more, let go a little bit, but just continue. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, folding forward. We'll do one more here. Your own breath, your own time. Beautiful. It's kind of harder to go slow and you're using a lot of muscles. When you're done, check in. Where are you holding tension? So maybe you need to inhale, bring arms up. I like to bring them to a V instead of all the way up and just kind of move side to side, a little bit of wiggling to create space. And maybe you'll notice, I notice my right side feels a little more freer than my left, right? Maybe you notice that, maybe you don't. And then we'll do the same on the left side. So inhale, bring that left arm up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, at the waist, and start to fold forward. Tuck chin a little bit, lengthen back of the head. See if you can get tailbone to pull down a little bit. And these are just subtle. These are tiny. You're like, am I doing it? I'm not sure. Engage that core. Inhale, rise up. And continue here, bending those knees. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, tucking chin a little bit, just so back of the neck is nice and long. Maybe even shake head no. Engage that core. Inhale, rise up. Yeah, continue that on this side. Kind of a lot going on, so just notice the core, using that core. And when I say engage, it's a whisper, feeling like belly button is coming towards spine. It's not with all your might. It's not squeezing everything with all you can. It's just this little whisper of engagement, and play around with that. It'll take a little bit to get used to it. So you finish this one up here. Make your way all the way to standing now. Wiggle everything out, maybe arms up like the V. Just play around with what feels good. Maybe even do some hip circles. Crazy feeling, I know. But a lot of our movement when we're sitting, walking is in front of us. So when we can kind of get stuff side to side, things can feel a little better. Awesome. When you're ready, we're going to try this again. We're going to inhale, bend knees, sink hips back into chair pose. So here our weight is in our heels and the balls of our feet. It's not in our toes. Arms up, shoulders plugged in, so they're down away from ears. Arms, mine have to be at a V or it just does not feel good. So play around with what feels good to you. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin again, let the head go. Inhale, we're going to engage that core a little bit and rise up into chair. And then up to standing. Yeah, and play around, like loosen that back. Wiggle that back a little bit. Gently stretch by tailbone comes down just a little bit, tiny, tiny bit. And then exhale, bend knees, sink hips into chair. A little engagement of the core. You'll feel it right above the hip points. Exhale, fold. So it's almost like you're reaching out in front of you to stretch. Tucking chin, lengthening from back of the neck, fold forward. Let everything go. Belly button in, rise back up to chair, nice and strong. And then all the way up. Shake out. Yeah, notice. And we'll do one more of those. Sitting into chair. Reaching, tucking chin, just play around with how can you lengthen, how can we stretch that low back and strengthen it, engage the core to rise up, all the way up, shake everything out. Bring hands together at heart center, relax shoulders down. Play around with the feeling that shoulders are almost going away from each other in opposite directions, just again a little whisper, you're not actually pressing them. And then bend knees, sink hips back. Yeah, lengthen tailbone a little bit toward the ground a little bit, engage the core. Weight is in your heels and the balls of your feet. And then engage the core tiny bit. Yeah, and then see if you can feel as if your legs, your thighs are pushing away from each other. Ooh. And then also see if they can feel like they're pushing toward each other at the same time. It's like super crazy. And then soften the knees. So we're not doing too much. Again, this is a whisper. This isn't like with all of our might. So notice, where are you holding tension? We're just turning on those leg muscles, but softening. Yeah. And then come up to standing. Reach up, wiggle out. Bring hands down. Come to a wide stance. Wide-legged forward fold here. And we're going to bend to one side. You can come down to a block. You can come all the way down. Tuck chin again, like just let that head hang. Heads are heavy. We have to hold them all day. Inhale back center, exhale to the other side. So we're stretching inner thighs again. Inner hip, inner thigh, and just play around with that. Moving with your breath side to side. We've done a lot of strengthening and stretching, which is important because sometimes we strengthen without stretching, and then we get short, tight muscles that are strong, but they don't have a lot of mobility. So we want to have that mobility with that strength. You can come back to center, hands on your thighs, come up halfway, and then slowly come up all the way, heel, toe, feet together. We're gonna move into a sitting position. I highly recommend if you have a folded blanket to sit on, a pillow, a bolster, a yoga block, go ahead and do that. So this is kind of preparing our body for a sitting practice. We're gonna do a little sitting meditation here, and our body should be able to stay here a little more. If you want to be by a wall, be by a wall. If you rather be in a chair, be in a chair. The goal isn't that we have this right away in one class. Go where you're comfortable. The goal is just to add a little more strength each time we do it. So find a spot where you'll feel comfortable for a little bit seated. Take the time, pause if you need to, grab a chair or whatever. And when you're ready, just kind of notice. Bring shoulders down away from ears. Notice how you feel here. Can you bring a tiny, tiny engagement to the core? Can you lengthen the spine a little bit? Crown ahead, reaching toward the ceiling. And then can you notice like where you're bringing tension? And can you release it? This is just body awareness. We're not perfecting anything. We're just bringing in some body awareness. And then I want you to start noticing your breath here. And when you're ready, can you start to inhale through your nose to a count of 4, whatever that means to you. And exhale through your nose to a count of 4. If closing your eyes feels good, do that. Looking down, just whatever feels safe and comfortable to you. Continue with this even breath. Your inhales, filling belly with air. Exhales, releasing. If you'd like, play around with lengthening the inhale and exhale a little bit. So maybe it's to a count of 5. And exhaling to a count of 5. It shouldn't feel like it's straining or you're forcing, so it's okay if you don't quite get to 5 or you count a little faster or it's just a hair longer. Don't even worry. It's not about the number. It's just about even inhales and exhales. If you need a little more something in your mind to distract you, to focus on this, you can actually also picture a square. Inhaling to a count of 5 along one side. Exhaling to a count of 5 along the top. Inhaling to a count of 5 along the other side. And exhaling to a count of 5 along the bottom. So take it or leave it if it works for you. And when you're ready, play along with extending just a little more. So maybe to a count of 6. Shouldn't be strained, so just make it effortless. This is a really grounding breath, bringing us back down to the present, back into this physical body of ours. Our breath is very much related to our emotions, so slowing down the breath a little bit here can help us get out of anxiety, along with using that belly, taking full belly breaths instead of short breaths into our chest, lengthening those. Even filling out to the sides, your rib cage. And go ahead, finish up this last round you're on, whatever that means. And then let that breath go when you're done. And give yourself a little moment here to just be. Maybe noticing any changes or just anything you notice in your body, in your mind, in your heart rate. We can slow down our heart rate and just notice. And start to slowly bring movement into your fingers and toes. And slowly turn your head from one side to the other. Just bringing little movement back into your body. Getting acclimated back to the day. When you're ready, inhale, reach arms up. Again, I like the V, feels good to me right now. Palms together, exhale, thumbs to heart. Bring a smile to your face. And think of one thing you are grateful for today. Thank you so much for trying out this practice with me today. Enjoy your day.